Imagine a prisoner. He lives in a cell, but the door is open. No guards, no chains, he can walk out whenever he wants. But he sits in the corner shaking, refusing to move. Why? Because he's sure there's a dragon waiting outside the door. He's never seen it, never heard it, but he knows it's there. So he stays trapped. The dragon controls his life, even though it might not be real. You are that prisoner, and honestly, so am I. We think we're free, but most of the things we do every day, where we go, who we talk to, how we sleep, are controlled by fears we never look at. Today, I want to show you something called the mirror method. It's a simple shift that turns dragons back into shadows. But to understand it, we need to go back to when you were 6. All of us have lived this moment. You're lying in bed. The room is dark. Everything is quiet. You look across the room and your stomach drops. In the corner, you see a monster. A bent shape, a weird head, long dark arms reaching out. You freeze. You pull the blanket to your nose. You're sweating, thirsty, uncomfortable, but you don't get up. You don't even blink. For hours, that shape controls everything. Your heartbeat, your comfort, your whole night. And then the sun rises. The light hits the corner, and you realize the monster is just your winter coat on a chair with your backpack on top. You feel silly. You laugh. You get water. You move on. But here's the painful part. You never stop doing this. You just replace that coat monster with adult fears. Now the monster is a strange noise in your car. You're scared it'll cost too much, so you turn the music up and ignore it. The monster is that email from your boss you won't open, the doctor's appointment you keep delaying, the apology you don't want to give. Just like that kid under the blanket, you change your whole life to avoid discomfort. You take a different road to avoid someone. You work late to avoid going home to silence. You scroll for hours to avoid your own thoughts. You think you're keeping things peaceful, but really, fear is making your decisions for you. What you avoid starts to own you. So how do we shine a light on these monsters? How do we see that it's just a coat on a chair? That's where the mirror method comes in. Your brain tries to protect you. When you avoid something, your imagination fills the blank space, and it always fills it with worst-case scenarios. It takes a tiny problem and makes it look like a dragon. Most of the time, the real issue isn't the problem. It's the story your mind tells you about it. When something makes you uneasy, your brain doesn't show the truth. It shows the worst ending possible. You don't see a bill. You see everything falling apart. You don't see silence. You see rejection. You don't see an awkward moment. You see humiliation. But what if just for a moment you stop predicting disaster and only look at what's actually in front of you? Not, my life is ruined, but this is today's problem. Not, he hates me, but we haven't talked and that makes me sad. Strip away the story. Look at the truth, not the fear. And suddenly, the monsters start looking smaller. Because the fear wasn't outside the door, it was inside your imagination. When you look in the mirror, you see reality. And reality is almost always manageable. A coat on a chair can't hurt you. A bill is just a bill. A noise in your car is usually a loose belt. Once you define the fear, you weaken it. Life is already heavy. Don't carry around fears you're too scared to check. So today, do one thing. Pick one monster you've been avoiding. Just one. Turn on the light and look at it. You'll realize you're stronger than the fear holding you back. Don't stay under the blanket. And if this story helped you switch on the light today, hit subscribe. We're building a community of people who choose reality instead of running from it. See you in the next one.